Hey everyone, it's Pup Twigs here from Orlando, Florida, and joining me for this episode of Unleashed is Pup Daxx from Fort Worth, Texas. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. And I see you have a sidekick there with you today.
Yeah, this is my little pup, Kiki.
Kiki, all right. Hi, Kiki.
She is a Chihuahua. She's 9 years old.
Oh,
But
so
she's my
we'll
little
just
baby.
jump right into this. I know the first question I always like to ask is the origin of the pup name and the kind of the origin or story behind your puphood.
So Dax was just a name I really liked, and Neil is actually my middle name, and so I just liked the way it sounded together. So I just came up with that name on my own. And then for my puphood, my first pup hood was blue. When I first got into it, I really didn't understand about, like, I knew about hanky code, but I didn't know that it also translated into the pup hood as well for
Mhm.
some people. And so that's when I started creating my custom hood. So even though I liked blue, I also like uniforms. So blue is like hanky code for uniforms. And
Hmm.
then I also added in the yellow for water sports. And then if you can see it, there's a little bit of magenta.
Yes.
That's because I have like an armpit fetish.
Oh, not well. I love that hood.
I,
It's awesome.
I like to bury my snoot in a smelly pit.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. So how
Especially
long have
after a
you? Oh, go ahead.
workout.
What was that?
I said, especially after a good workout.
Oh, nice. So how long have you been a pup?
I just got into being a pup about a year and a half ago.
Okay, so fairly new to it and everything, but you
Yeah.
know,
But I've been in the LGBTQ community and the bar scene for most all my adult life. Like since I was 17, I was going to the bars. I was getting snuck in at the bar because my friend knew the owner. And so I used to go with my friend. And I started bartending when I was like 19. So I've been in the gay bars forever as well.
yeah. Well, in that year and a half that you've been in the pup community, what have you found has been the easiest part of being in it, and then what is the most difficult part?
For me, one of the easiest, uh, I know some people have trouble with it, but I really didn't have much trouble at all just getting into the pup headspace. It was really easy for me to just, because I was going through some things when I first got into it, and I had experienced a lot of emotional trauma and stuff.
Hmm.
And so it was really easy for me to just kind of let go and be a pup and get into that headspace.
Okay.
Especially like because one of my first events I went to, it was the TMC Pup Night in Dallas.
Hmm.
And uh, it's a huge event. There's like hundreds of pups that go there every month. And they had a mosh down the street at Sue Ellen's as well. And that's where I really learned how to get into headspaces at the mosh. Like it just getting down on the mats and cuddling with the other pups and playing around with them, getting down on all fours, acting like a pup, being silly, that sort of
Hmm.
stuff.
Well, have you run into anything that's been difficult for you in the community?
Unfortunately, yeah, there was a lot of stuff like after I first got into the community, there was some issues that came up in our community. I don't really want to go into a lot of it,
Oh yeah.
but uh, I had called out those issues, and it caused some problems between our group and the bars. And there was a new pup group that formed,
Oh.
and uh, they kind of like took over the bar night, and we had to move our bar night to a different place and under like a different bar and stuff. So yeah, there was a little bit of rough patch, but I've been trying to keep a positive mindset and try to get things back on track with that.
Okay, good, good. Well, you know, if you could go in and change something about the community that you would want to change, what do you think that would be?
I would just want everybody to work together again. Like,
Hmm.
just it not it shouldn't be a competition on like who can get the most pups or whatever.
Yeah,
We should all be working together as a community to build the pup community as a whole.
agreed, agreed. So if there was a new pup reaching out wanting to get into the community, what kind of advice would you give them?
Um, don't be afraid to go out to your local pup events. They're pretty much mostly safe spaces, and they're welcoming to everybody. Uh, there are instances like you'll find where people do click off in like little clicks, but you'll find your place in the pup community. There's a spot for everybody.
That's right. I agree. There is a space for everybody. So what brings Pup Dax the most joy out of pup play?
I like interacting with other pups. I like going to the moshes. I like creating events. One of the events that I host is a monthly pups and furs best in show competition.
Hmm.
So this is at Halos. It's a new bar here in Fort Worth, and it's open to pups and furries, and it's like a talent show.
Hmm.
So uh, whatever talent you have, whether it's performing a pup and handler scene or getting up on stage and lip syncing, singing, dancing, playing an instrument, just whatever it is to get up there and do it. And it's going to be a really fun event. And then I also host Mosh the third Sunday of the month at Club Changes.
Okay. So you must be
That's
pretty busy.
yeah, so that's two events here in Fort Worth, and then since I moved down to Houston, Galveston area, uh, I'm I've been working with some of the pups down there, and they're wanting to start a new pup group in Galveston.
Hmm.
So I'm helping organize that as well. It's called Gulf Coast Pups and Handlers, and we're planning our first major event in May. It's going to be Galveston Pup Weekend. We're going to have a pup and handler competition and like classes and moshes and all sorts of things. So, and
So
it'll be down on Galveston. So I'm sure it's going to be middle of May. So we're going to be out on the beach some, I'm sure, and it'll be a lot of fun.
so have you looked into partner with a bar or anything there in Galveston yet?
Yeah, so for the Pup and Handler competition, we're going to be at Island Time Beach Bar. And then the oldest gay bar in Texas is down there in Galveston as well. It's called Robert's Lafitte. And they have a pool in the back. So we'll do like a pool party and stuff like that there. Probably have a cookout, something like that.
Well, the reason I ask is one of my all-time best friends I have in this world is the manager at Island Time, which so excites me that that's where you guys are doing this.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. So,
and
you know, Mike.
Michael, yes. Well, when you talk to him, tell him that his friend Jeff from Orlando said hi.
All right.
I know him and his husband just left for Puerto Vallarta, Mexico yesterday, so I know they're on vacation.
Maybe you can come visit for Pup Weekend.
I would love to because I need to come down and see him and stuff, and that would be pretty awesome. So that's in May.
Yeah, so I forgot the exact dates, but if you look on my Facebook, I'll be posting about it.
Okay, yeah. And when we get off of here, I may have you send me that information because I may have to try to play because my mother lives in Houston.
And I also created a Facebook group on Facebook. It's called uh, Texas Pup Events.
Uh-huh.
So if you're interested in any of the pup events in the state of Texas, I try to gather all the information and post it there. And I'm welcoming other pups in Texas to post their events as well.
Oh, sweet.
So
Okay.
I'm trying to get like one central place for all the information on pup events in Texas.
Okay. That sounds awesome. So do you have any special play toys that you like to play with?
My favorite toys are socks and sneakers.
Socks, but hey, that's
I
awesome.
like the long tube socks.
Do you? Okay, good, good.
Yeah, I like these kind.
Yes, yes, I
These,
see a lot of pups wearing those. Lots of them.
yeah,
So,
so I love socks.
all right. Well, what has being a pup and getting into the pup headspace done for your mental health?
So it's helped me a lot with my stress and anxiety. Uh, just letting go of the thoughts of every day being human, having to deal with all the rising costs and housing and all that. So, uh, yeah.
Okay, good. So,
Sorry,
oh no,
I
you're fine. Is there
spaced on that question a little bit, but
is there anything that you wish you had known about the pup community before you actually got into it?
I wish I knew how easily trust could be broken,
Yeah,
um, and how hard it is to mend that trust.
yeah, you're exactly right on that because I see it all too often. So, what kind of hobbies do you have there in Fort Worth?
So I'm also a baker. So I bake from, I do like wedding cakes, cookies, cupcakes, all sorts of stuff. And I do like farmers markets on the weekends. And I also, like I said, I organize events in the pup community. I work with Texas Puppy Club, and I do some of their uh, like flyers and graphics for the events.
Mm-hmm.
And since I moved to Houston, I've been getting involved with the Bayou City Pups a little bit, and
Okay.
Canine are down there as well.
Okay, well, good, good. So, and, you know, I would love for you to send me more information because I know the next question is asking about events, and that's what we've been talking about. But it sounds like that you've got a lot of stuff going on, and I may have to include your Facebook page that you have when we post this video about all the different events that's happening throughout the state of Texas.
Yeah. So yeah, so there's those events, and then Texas has a really big pup community. So Dallas has several events as well. There's a first Friday of the month in Dallas is the pup meet at Hidden Door, and then they go over to TMC and Station 4, and then like they have a steak night in Dallas at one of the other bars, Liquid Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's the new Dallas Eagle. They just started a pup night that's starting on the fourth Saturday of the month, I believe.
Okay.
And then here in Fort Worth, we also have the Dungeon Furs and Pups night at the local dungeon. Um, that's on the second Thursday of the month. And then the Best in Show competition that I showed you earlier. That
Mm-hmm.
one's on the second Friday monthly. And then the Changes Mosh here in Fort Worth is on the third Sunday monthly.
So you could do just about any pup thing any day of the week if you wanted to. I know.
There's definitely here in DFW. There's definitely something going on at least once or twice a week.
Nice. All right. Well, if you could ask my next guest a specific question about them or about the community itself, what do you think you'd want to know about them?
Um, I would ask, what kind of contribution could you make to strengthening the pup community as a whole?
That's a good question because we do definitely need that.
Most definitely.
Now, your question came from a pup named Puck, the pup, and he was from Los Banos, California. And he wanted
Okay.
to know if you could meet any pup or your pup idol, who would that be?
Oh, that's so hard. So on TikTok, one of my favorite pups is Yoshi, Pup Yoshi. I would love to meet him. And there's also Alpha Tosa. He wrote the book on puppy play.
Uh-huh.
He's from Canada, and he's another one that I'd really love to meet.
Nice, nice. Well, if we have other pups that wanted to reach out and say hi to you, how could they reach out to you?
Um, I'm on Facebook as Dax Neal. I'm also on Telegram, Dax Neal as well. Uh, on TikTok, it's Good Boy Dax. And yeah, I'm on all the socials. I've got Twitter or X,
Yeah,
whatever it is,
whatever it is today. Yeah, I know.
and Instagram. I'm on pretty much all of them, but my most used would probably be Telegram or Twitter, or not Telegram or Facebook.
Facebook. Okay. All right, great. Well, any last words that you have for us from Texas today before we get off of here?
Um, just no, just if you've never been to Texas, come on down. There's always something going on in the pup community. There's many cities here in Texas have events going on. It's not just in the DFW area. There's also a big pup community in Houston, San Antonio, Austin, and I know there's some smaller pup communities like in Amarillo and in Corpus Christi as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, it has been a pleasure getting to sit here and visit with you this afternoon. And I'm sure we will be crossing paths again soon.
I hope so.
All right, have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.